So I had a question, Gulam. How many constructor we can have in one class? There are two types of constructor. One is default constructor, another is parameterized constructor. So how many default constructors we can have? How many default constructors?
It can be one.
How many parameterized then?
More than one.
Yeah. Why? Why you think that it should be more than one? As much as Q want. Okay. Is there any difference between parameterized and default constructor?
Of course, we have difference, sir.
Yeah.
as a
What is
default,
the difference? What is
as
the
a default,
uniqueness?
as a default constructor, in there we don't have any variable initiate. We just make it the system print out, and we just make the name of the method, we can say, or constructor.
If I declare this, I can use this variable also. So if I omit this one from default constructor to parameterized to default constructor, I just use this one, no parameterized. What will be happen if I put, okay, this is public, then I can check whether it is fine or not. Okay. So now I want to show the values. You see the new teacher. That means in default constructors, we can have initialization also. But there is a fixed value, isn't it? There is a fixed value. You cannot change this value because it's compiled. It's a totally as a one time you can give. But when you declare, that is up to you. You can declare by supplying the parameter values. So that each and every time I can change this, like teacher I will omit this one so that 2 times it will be called then. Now you see the new teacher is called through the Rashid, okay? But the Halauti called this teacher, not this one. But through this constructor, I didn't give any value. That's why the default value is there. That's why it's named the new teacher. But in terms of a Halauti object, I just passed the name by myself at at my creation of my object. That's why name is. But see, the name is the object name is Rashid, but is shown is new teacher. So this is default. That's why you can utilize also the initialization variable from here also. So it's not a cause. So then can you carry on? Then the difference. What is the difference?
Give me a moment, sir. I cannot hear you because the blooming machine walking outside.
Uh, Nuri. Nuri is where is Nuri?
Yes, sir.
Outside blooming machine working, sir.
Oh, blowing machine,
Blower,
blowing.
blower is working, sir.
Blower. I call the Nuri. I thought Nuri
No,
is.
this blower is working. Cannot talk anything.
Nuri is
Oh,
eating.
okay, then you just follow me. Okay, so the constructors, the default constructors doesn't have any parameter. This is the difference. And that constructors, parameters constructors, you have to have the construct parameters. That's why his name is as a parameterized constructor. So you can supply the parameters through these brackets. So how many parameterized constructors we can have? You cannot create multiple default constructor. That's for sure. That is the same signature. You cannot create the same signature. The print difference is only for the signature, nothing else. You can create multiple method names, same method, multiple method within the same name, but should be the parameters will be different. The parameters will be different. How many parameters, different types of constructor parameters constructor we can. You see, so sorry, copy and paste. Now you see the problem is the same signature of the constructor. That's why is going okay. No, you should not. You should rename this teacher, or you can fix the duplicate. Your problem with the duplicate method. But if I want to just omit one parameter, you see, it's almost okay. So I will supply only the ID to initialize the ID, nothing else.
In here, somehow I little bit confused, sir. You say the method, even though you say the constructor. So how do I identify which one is method, which one is constructor?
Oh, great question. The method is constructor is also method. That's why I told you that this is a specialized method. Constructor is an specialized method. Constructor is also method, but is specialized method. That specialized method is called automatically, intensively, automatically when I create an object. That is the specialty. So when you create an object, automatically it's called. That is his loading time. You want to load a window. In the loading time, background is one task is done in loading time. So the constructor is a loading time of the object is automatically called. So my question was how many parameterized constructors we have. See, this is two variable type constructors. This is a one variable type constructors. Even I can put another constructors like only the name, not in ID. Even I can create another constructor for, I will put this way, the rearrangement of the constructor. See? So how many constructors? All the combinations of parameters, you can create multiple constructors. Understand?
Yes, sir.
So the thing is, the constructor is when I called this one, that means when I create an instance, it will define which constructor will be called. And this is no parameters, so it will call this one. If it is okay, 2, then halauti, that means the integer first, then string. So what will be the call? This one will be called, okay? So I'm just printing this one just for recognize who is basically is calling. Can we assume that? Oh, sorry. Assume that all the things that include new keyword constructors. Yes, new keyword is a dynamic allocation of the memory of the object. That's why I'm just telling you, when I use the new keyword to construct the object, that means this halauti object is constructed by this new keyword. So by this new keyword followed by the constructor name, what constructor I need to call. So what constructor is the first? There are two parameterized constructors we have. That is, first variable is a numeric, that means integer, and the second variable will be the string. So can you see the first variable is this one, integer type, and the second variable is string type. So it will call this method. This is the constructor, maybe PRAM2, but is int and string type. Okay, I'm just showing you. And this constructor is different than two parameters, but the arrangement is different. This. And this is one parameter constructor, or parameter one only one, only string, isn't it? Only string. And this is the another constructor we have. This is one parameter constructor and only integer type this. So see, you just call this one. You just call this one. Parameter 2 is called. But for me, there is nothing. Only the teacher, new teacher is okay. The new teacher is invoked. Okay. The parameter 2, if I call it different parameters, is that mentioned? The destructors are the same. Oh, destructor is different. Destructor is when you deallocate, you want to deallocate. You can use the object after its life cycle of that is you have done already. You purposefully you have done it, and just releasing. You want to release the memory from the space from the memory. That is destroy the object from the RAM. These are distractions. Then after use, when it's completed, my purpose is fulfilled, then I can destroy. But Java has its own capability to destroy by automatically when you will not use. Okay, after use, Java virtual machine will destroy your object by your own, because if you forget to destroy your object from the memory will be full. You will just creating the object, and you will occupy your heap memory in the RAM. But the thing is, you forget about the destroy. So that's why the Java is taking that responsibility to destroy your unutilized object memory space. Okay. This is called GIGO, garbage collection and garbage in and garbage out.
Sir, in constructor 1 and 2, in here displaying, yeah. But
Mhm.
my question is, how do you this one know the Mr. Rashid is the first constructor and Madam Halawati is the second constructor? Because
Eh,
in
be-
here you didn't mention it in here, teacher 1 or teacher 2, something like this.
you see, in this, the Rashid is born by using this default constructor, because I didn't pass any parameter. So it will call this method, this constructor. But Madam Halauti specify when Halauti born, the 2, it's a number 2, so it is integer type, and this is by double quotation, that means this is string. So it will check, oh, which constructor it will match. The first one is integer. Okay, first one, there are two parameters. This two parameters constructor we have. Now one is id, then string, integer, then string. Another is string, then integer. So what is matched with the integer first, then a string, so it will go to there. Okay, if I change this one, okay, if I change this one by just rearrange this one, okay, so what will be called? It will call you see, the string first, then integer. Understand? It's a more handy than C. You cannot even think in C that you can be done by C language, like, okay, maybe Hafiz Hafiz is called by only name, nothing else. Okay, no ID will be given to Hafiz. So I will put Hafiz, only the name, that is Hafiz. Okay. So what will happen? You see, the constructor is called the only one parameter constructor, that is string type. That means this one. So that means how to select the which constructor will be called, by specifying the name as well as the parameters, number of parameters, the arrangement of the type of the parameters. Understand? Okay. Think that I have another property. I have another property like, oh, not this one. I find this. Okay, another property, private integer, then okay, age is an integer value. Okay, so I want to create another constructor. How many constructor we can have now?
Five already have.
I've already done. That means if I want to create another constructor, I can create by automatic creation. I'm showing you the automatic creation by the parameters. Okay, I'll just call one. See the way I'm creating the constructor. What is the constructor using fields? Okay, this one, and I'm using 3 fields to create constructor. Make it generator. You see, done. Easy. So Java is easier than C, isn't it? Automatically it is created. Huh? You don't need to write down all the codes alone. So in this way you can create another. Okay, I'm just I will just create another constructor like on I'm just you I will use the automatic generated constructor. Okay, go for the source and click on the constructor using fields, and I will omit this one, only the id and age. Generate this one. Okay, so id and age. Okay, id and age. So if I use the id and age, two integer types, can I exchange this id and age like the string I had, the name and id? Can I exchange this one? Like I want to copy this one, then I will put age here and I will change the id here. Is it possible? Why it is not possible?
Because
Why
it is the same type.
is it not possible? Huh?
Because it has
Because
the same.
of the same type. Because when I call like teacher T1, T1 equal to new teacher. I just put this new teacher using okay 3, then age like 45. Okay, 54. See how can they know which one is ID and which one is age? Maybe I have couple of teachers, 100 as not 100, 60 teachers, 60 number. Okay, and is 55 age. So how can it know? How can it is known that the which constructor will be called, and it is id or it is the age, or it is the age or it is the id? Not possible. So you cannot create any multiple functions within the same specifications of type. That means you will know that the the polymorphism of the functions is polymorphism of these functions is used only for the arrangement of type and the name. The arrangement of the name and its type, not the variable name. Understand? Mohittin? Okay. Then if I want to create another show, is it possible to create another show? So it is possible. If I change this show like okay, integer id. Okay, you see it's different because of the name is same, but the parameters, and if there's no parameters or number of parameters or number of arrangements of the data types can be vary to create a unique signature. So the function signature is the unique. The function signature is the unique.
Sir, what basically the difference between the upper one and the lower one in show section? Because I think most, in my opinion, it's almost same. But in the first one is we can add int ID, comma, we can add more name, something like this. But what basically the difference is that that's different syntax, or is it different method, or a different constructor, or something?
For the show,
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
ID is the are you asking for this ID?
No. The above one. Upper line in line number 50, we put INT, but in line number 55, we didn't put anything at all. So what basically the difference is that a different method or different constructor or something like that?
This is not constructor. Constructor must have to have the same name of the class. First one, okay?
Okay.
Constructor should have the same name as the class. Exactly.
Okay.
Case sensitive. Everything is similar. Exactly 100% should be the same name. This is the constructor. Okay. Now I'm talking about the other methods like show. Do we have multiple show name? Multiple method using the same show name? Possible. How it is possible? If it is that means the uniqueness is defined by this, not only this name. Uniqueness is defined by the whole signature. What is the signature? Signature means only this portion. Okay, only this portion. If you make it change this portion, there are two things. One is a name, function name. Another is its data type, the parameter values. So parameter is a zero parameter, and I have the one parameters. So there are three couple of things. One is the name, another is the number of parameters, and number three is the arrangement of the data type of the parameters. This is the number of parameters same, but its data type is rearranged. It can be another signature, the unique signature. Like I showing you this one, the string first, then ID, and the ID first, then the string. So the signature is almost unique. It's not duplicate. That's why it's not. It is working. Understand?
Yes, sir.
So, but I'm just for the sake of your understand. I just put the ID. No matter it is required or not, I'm just putting the ID. Or what should I do, man? That means, see, if I want to do to make the other thing, uh, or you can do for S capital, can be possible, because this is not the same. Why it is not same? The ASCII value of S and the ASCII value of S capital is not the same. So it's a truly case sensitive. If I call this only the show, only the show is, I'm not putting any 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 label here. Okay, I just, it's only for this. So if I call this, let me new. Okay. Mm, if I call this by t1 dot, you see the show and show, both show are is different. If I want to show, then what will be happen? You see, the happened is first one, there is nothing, the one is totally labelless one. The new name is no name is there. The two is labelless because it called this show small letters. And but after half is, this function, this constructor is showing this. Okay, the ID is 60, then ID is 60, then there is no name is null, because I didn't supply for him 41. So that's why the the method is calling this show, the with capital letters, it starts with this capital letters. This show is there is no name assigned for this T1 teacher. Understand? Hmm. Got my point? Okay. Then now is for your part today. you just create by you and show me sharing your screen. Create a class, create uh, as much you can, the constructor, as much constructor as you can. And the thing is, if you have any problem, just share with me, or after completion of this task, you just share me. Okay, start now. Jaidan, Jaidan, are you there? Jaidan, are you there? I'm giving you 10 minutes to complete this, because you already know how to create file, how to create class. Now you just put your constructor, so that it will take not more than 10 minutes. Pika,
Yes, sir.
do you want to ask any question?
Not yet.
Not yet. Are you feeling uncomfortable with Java? Not,
So far not yet.
not yet. Good.
Yeah, I'm still learning to it. Like searching for some what kind Java and the project, so I can
Hmm.
get to know into it.
Maybe next week it will be very easy for you to understand, basically.
I hope so.
Inshallah. But you have to do practice.
Yeah.
This semester is a very short semester.
Yes, sir. Because it's summer semester.
Yeah. And this short semester, you got the most important course. Yeah. Pascal, you just modify the previous one by creating your constructor inside your class. Which sound, Askan? Hope you have done. Isn't Pika?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet.
Yes.
We have done. We have done.
Maybe Adi.
Adi, where is Adi? Adi is hidden.
Yes, sir.
Have you done, Adi? Uh, hmm. Should I wait? How much? Uh,
Sir, I think I'm done.
okay, share. Share screen.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, coming. Coming. Okay. Okay. Show me your class. Okay, the
Yes.
student class. The student have, what is the there's a constructor. What is constructor? Show. What is constructor? Oh, this one. Okay. Number 31. Okay, this is a parameterized constructor. We have. Do you have any default constructor?
Here, sir, number 21. 21 and
21 is show. 21 is show. It's not a different.
Should I create another one for constructor with
Yeah,
different?
default constructor, you should have at least one. And
Okay.
one parameterized constructor. You just play around with this one, okay? So that you can understand. You can, if you have faced any problem, that will be your knowledge.
Okay, sir. I got it.
Understand?
Yes.
When you face any problem, any errors, let's embrace the errors. That means you are learning something. When you see the errors, you are learning something, okay?
Okay.
So default constructor is a constructor that can use for specifying compile time value. Compile time value means it's a totally, you cannot change the value from the outside.
Okay, sir. And
Yeah, for a while, for this while, you just give a print method so that just you see the default constructor is called. Like sys out the println and is called the new student is born, okay? Or
okay.
new student is created. Something like that, that you will understand, okay, this is called. Mm. Okay, then any other one? Thank you, Mr. Kant. Thank you so much. And
Constructor pilih di mana kan? Oh, what? Sir.
I'll say something or just okay.
No, I'm
Then
just talking to myself.
okay. Then any other person, Gulam or Eka, Navid, Nuri.
5 minutes, sir. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Oh,
I'm
5 minutes. Only for 5 minutes.
doing, sir. Doing. Still
Nuri,
doing.
you're slow, coach. You're slow, coach.
Sir, I'm
Hmm?
doing.
Understand? Because you are slowing. It's not your fault. The body weight is your fault.
That is nasi lemak fault, sir.
Nasilemak's fault. But thing is, you are representing your Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
So Sri Lankan people are slower than any other country, is it?
It's okay, sir.
Okay, you're admitting, you're admitting that you are slower than any other country. People, you see, Myanmar fast, very fast. Any other? Okay, Indonesian Java team. Where is my Indonesian Java team? Mm. Any Afghani, have you done? Bangladeshi? How much time I should spend for you? How much time I will give for you?
Sir, I think mine is not really different than the last one.
Okay. So I'm creating an assignment for you to submit this code in Google Classroom, so that just later on you can continue by yourself. Okay. Uh, so I'm creating another. Okay, where is my Google Classroom? I just want to create. This one. Then I will create an assignment for, it's called constructor. SDR. Constructor. SUBMIT. Submit your code. Regarding constructor. Okay, it should be okay tomorrow. By tomorrow, okay. The topic is for ASSCSSME assessment. Okay, then just you will submit by in our Google Classroom, no matter. Now, do we have any question? Any other question? No question, isn't it? Regarding the constructor?
Do you want to share the code so we can refer to?
Which one?
The constructor code that you just made during the class. Yeah,
Oh.
this one that you saw, that you present now.
Okay. I'll share you in Google Classroom. Are you expecting this one?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just copying the whole thing.
Yes, so we can refer to the code.
I'm copying the whole thing, but don't create copy paste, okay?
Yes, sir.
Create by your own for your class. But I'm creating this teacher. You should not the similar, not similar like ID name. Okay, don't put this similar like data types. Create it different. So, do you have any other questions regarding the constructor? Muhyiddin, are you there? Shirajun Nabi, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here to start the class.
Okay, but do you need any assistance? Like, do you need to know the constructor in detail, or do you have any other question regarding constructor?
Yes, sir. I already understand what you have explained.
Oh, you already done. So,
Yes,
can I ask a question? Can I call any constructor inside the constructor? That constructor is a method. So,
sir, you mean
if I
you
call
mean-
this,
yeah.
if I call this this function inside any constructor, I can call this, is it? This dot show, you see, can be called. But is there any possibilities to call the constructor in any other functions, any other constructors or any other functions? The constructor method.
No, sir. As I know, the constructor is related with the primitive, but the call other constructor, I don't know that about that.
Okay. Any other students? If I call the
Can, sir,
constructor.
can, because you already did inside of constructor, you use another constructor. You already did this one inside in this class.
Where?
Before you was did, I don't know where is it now.
No. I called the show method
Yeah, in here.
inside the constructor. I saw the show. You see, I just call this show method inside the constructor. My question is, can I call this constructor inside another constructor or in another method?
So I think no, because as you said, it will be multiple. So it should be single constructor. So inside the you cannot add another constructor.
Okay, there are two parts of the questions. One part is can I call the teacher constructor like that? Okay, I'm just want to call this constructor inside the show method. Is it possible? Or I want to call the constructor here. Okay, here. Is it possible?
Sir, can you run please? Then we can see is it possible.
No. For understanding, what should be, why should it is possible and why it should not possible. That is the understanding. Why should it is possible and why should not call from any other method this constructor. The number one, understanding. The constructor is always called when the object is created, isn't it? This is the purpose of the constructor. That means the constructor, why is the term is constructor? The constructor means the object is constructed. That means object is construction the object. I'm constructing an object. So when the object is constructing, in that time the method was called. So if I call this method in any other method other than constructor, by principle it should not be. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
By principle it should not be, because if you call this show method inside the show method, then means any other time also the constructor is being called. No, you cannot. But it should be a possible. It is that within the constructor, I need to call other constructor also. I need to call another constructor. Because this is a construction time, like I want to call this constructor, this new teacher is, I just want to call always this line, okay? So what I should do, I should call this constructor inside this constructor. So this method, if this constructor is called by here when construct, automatically the constructor will be called at the same time. So it should be, but how to call the constructor? The constructor is called by this. If I put here this using parenthesis, is still wrong. So what I should do? It should be the first line. And now it's okay. So for Rashid Karim, I want to call one, then Rashid, then Karim, and just I omitted everything. I don't want to. Only this, okay? So what constructor is being called? By this line? By this line, the constructor we will call this one, isn't it? This one, this ID first, then the string. So integer and string, this one. But just when I call this constructor by this constructor using this word, this keyword. So this keyword is a big keyword for the object-oriented technology. So what I'm just running this code, you see, the new teacher is coming from here, and the ID and name is coming from here. Okay, I'm assigning this value and calling the show method the lowercase. If I put uppercase, and I'm just calling a new teacher is created. So it should be a meaningful sentence. Wow. You see?
Oh, sir,
And
I'm finished.
finish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should I share the screen?
Can
Okay. Okay. Oh, wait.
okay. Before waiting, can you have any question understanding this keyword is okay? Just
Sir.
mm,
Okay.
yep.
I run.
No. I just want. I don't need to run. Okay. Show your class, the teacher or student, whatever the student is it. The first of all, the naming convention is mistaken. You have the wrong naming convention. Is student. A student class should be start with S capital.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Now,
put simple S, sir.
no, it's not simple. It's a mandatory. It's a convention. If you're
Ah,
not maintaining the convention, you are not in the programming world. You are outsider. Okay,
okay, sir.
you are totally outsider. You should go to for BBA or MBA course. Huh? Understand?
Media, sir.
The media, yeah, and show your face that in media. No problem.
Welcome, everyone.
ID, name, age, and weight. I thought that okay, Nuri always used to use this weight because his student has weight
Yeah.
like Nuri.
Yeah.
So where is your constructor? This one, okay. The constructor ID name and ID name, okay. Only two parameters constructors, but you have four parameter, four instance variable, isn't it? So you
Sir, I
can
learned. Okay, sir. More.
no, don't put that. Keep it is
Okay.
keep it is okay, and come out from this 34 line. After 34 line, put enter. 34 line, put enter, and right click on this line. Okay, on this line, just right click.
This level, which line, sir? This
Yeah,
35.
this 35 line. This 35 line. In 35 line, go for the source.
Source.
Then go for the constructor using fields. Okay, this one. Now you select everything. Okay, then generate. See, you just omit the super keyword. Okay, super line, 36 line. You just omit this one.
Super. Okay.
Yeah, I will discuss later on. Okay, for the super, not today. So you just create, for within a second, the constructor code. So I have given you 10 minutes time, and if you give me the 1 minute time, I can complete it by 30 seconds. A new code,
Oh, okay, sir. Understand.
Understand?
Yeah.
So time is I'm not giving you the writing in a paper so that you can write everything.
Sir, I am the beginner, sir. You are the genius, sir.
No, I'm not genius because I'm used to do, and I have shown you already. That's why I'm telling you. If I didn't show you, so then I cannot expect you. But I already shown you that how to create or generate a constructor using these tools. Huh?
But sometimes,
Okay.
let me see.
Okay. Okay. Thing is that the tools is facilitate us to do something faster. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Then,
Then
hmm.
understand. Okay. Fine. Thank you very much. Then I'm asking the last point that I need to call this constructor inside another constructor. That is possible by using this keyword, nothing else. So it's not a big deal to understand.
How,
This
sir?
is just you see. I just call
Hmm.
this within the after the followed by the brackets. The
Hmm.
brackets means the method, and
Hmm.
then semicolon. You see that should be the first line. After not after this. Okay, the first line should be the this.
Sir,
Understand?
once more, no, I didn't get it fully.
Fully because the I
Hmm.
want to call another constructor inside the another constructor. Eh?
Ah, sir, how
I
to, sir?
that is I'm showing you.
Ah.
This
Hmm.
means without any parameter.
Hmm.
This means the default constructor.
Ah.
If I use only this, okay, I want to call this parameter using ID. Okay, ID. What
If
will be
you
the what will be called?
if your
What?
screen, sir. Wait, I hide my screen.
Yeah, I already hide your screen. Maybe
Okay, sir. I show your screen.
the
Ah,
first
yes,
one.
sir.
For the first one, I'm talking about.
Hmm.
I want to call this constructor automatically when this constructor is being called. That means two constructors will be called at the same time. The first time is this one is it will go to this constructor because the integer and the string. Okay, so it will go inside this constructor. But going inside this constructor, the first line is this with parenthesis. That means it is the default constructor I am calling about. Understand?
Sir, could you repeat? Uh, Sir, could you please repeat again?
Thing is, I want just mute your. Okay, I'm just muting it. Okay, I'm telling you the point. When I want to create an object using parameterized constructor like this, okay, and this is two parameters constructor, and it will goes to this. Okay, this signature, the same as this. Okay, this the teacher constructor. The first one is integer value, and the second was is a string. So this constructor is shown the integer first, then the string. That means it will go inside this constructor. And after going there, I found this with parameters. That means this is a constructor now. Using this parameter, that means this is the constructor, and there is no parameters inside this bracket, inside this parenthesis. So what constructor will call? The constructor will be called the default constructor. If I put any parameter like this ID, so this ID means the the constructor will be called the only the one parameters we have, that constructor using obviously the integer type because the ID is integer now. So what constructor will call? The constructor will be called is this one. Okay. Let me check whether it is working or not. You see. You see. First, the parameter one constructor is called. From where? From this one. Param1 is called first. So that means it goes here and call this one first, then come there, and after that I'm just showing. Understand? One thing I can do so that you can understand but which statements come first and which statements come late. This one parameter 2, but it is first integer, then string. Okay. So now I would just want to run again. You see, the first one is the param1, the second one is param2. That means after assigning is showing run. And when I call this show method is showing this one. Okay, nothing else. So if I want to go for debug, you see, just step by step, you see what basically is going. I want to go for the debug. See now. Yes. Yes. I said debug is giving me the facilities, basically how the program is running. It stops here. You see that it's highlighted is here. Okay, because I put it at the breakpoints there. So it comes inside this main method and stop execution. Then what I need to do, I need to go, the step into, this is the debug mode, the step into and step over. If you go to step into, that means it will go inside this println method. How println method is working, you can see. So let's have a journey. So inside the bracket, okay, it's F5, or I just create this one. Okay, you see the println method is called inside. I'm going to inside the println method, how it's working. If I want to go for a step into again, the synchronized method will call. It is the print method is called. I have some problem with my mouse. Sometimes it's double clicked. So it's returned so many things you don't need to understand. Returning this string, okay, then again. So you just go into deeper and deeper, but I don't want to go in deeper so that I can understand to my code. Okay, so I'm just giving the step over. Step over means I'm not interested to go into this method again. That's why line after line is working. Okay, you see, after that it's go to the new line. I don't want to go inside the new line method, so it's come out. Okay, it's come out. This now is the teacher is, you see, the teacher is being initialized after execution. This one, let me check whether I want to go inside. Okay, see, the security manager is going to check the public, whether it is public or private. Okay, now I just want to go a step over, not to go in, because so many classes will become and so many codes you don't understand. Now the class is loaded, is still inside, because there is two statements. One is a declaration, that is loading the class. It checks whether the class itself public or not. See the public class. If it is private class, cannot be seen here, so it cannot be loaded. So if I want to go inside this, you see, now it's coming my code. Okay, this method is calling, see, the cursor is there. Now this is called. Okay, now I want to go inside, because this is my code. I want to go inside, click on that. You see, the teacher is called here. Okay, then I want to go inside. Okay, the object is created. No, I don't want to go inside. Okay, this .id means it's working. But println, again, if you go inside this, it will go to your printf method, but I don't want to. You see, after execution, the print is printing, So step by step, you can go by debugging mode. So I want to go back. I want to go back to here. Okay. After calling, it's coming back to this constructor, and it is done. And now if I run this one, the parameter to integer and string will be printed. You see, and then is printed. After that, the construction job will be done. So what I need to do, come back to my main function again. Then I want to go deeper. Okay, now it's done. Now if I want to go inside the code, press F5. You see, it just go inside this, but I don't want to go inside this println again. So I step over and step over. The program is done. Okay, programming is done. Okay, the exit method is called. See, so I don't want to go inside again. So its program is done almost. It's debug. Is it actually the going on inside the code? Do you have any question? I took so much time, isn't it?
Sir,
Aka.
is there any way to? Oh, let me share my screen first. Make it easy. Can you see my screen?
Yeah. Great.
So I made void about this show, right? So I made this. But is there any code rather than we use java.show or kedah.show? Rather than use that, we use place.show, which is the variable at the first time.
Oh, place is a method.
Yeah.
That means your class's name is play. Play. You can use the place you can call if you put the static method. Show is a static method. If you put a static method, go to the place Java place class. Go to the place class. Place class. Go to the place class. You just undo your comments. Undo your comments first.
I cannot hear your
I undo your comments means in our 27 line, just undo your comments. The double slash. Yeah. Now put the control button, press the control button and click the place. Mouse click. Yeah. This is your place class is there. So where is your method that you called place dot show? Or you can go back to there. Just go back. Okay. And press the control button and click on show after show. Yeah, show. Yeah, click on that. Okay, this is your show method. So this is a public method, and it is shown that it is a publicly accessible, but your method is specified that is a instance type method, not class type. So if you want to make it class type method, you have to put static. So put public, then static.
Oh, okay.
No, void is okay. Void is okay. Before void. No. After you just put the public. After public, you just put the class static.
It will ruin
Yeah,
this
35 line. In
Java.
35 line.
Oh,
Oh, you already. show is another class. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I wanna make
Show is another class. Where is the Java?
yeah for the Java and Kedah for the what's called
Uh, Show me this one. The Java dot show. Where is
it's that
yeah,
one.
Java dot show. Yeah, it is because of you have already instantiated Java variable. That's why it's being called. So one thing you can do, you can create another method for your understanding how to call by class name, not instance name. Okay, you can
So it,
sample this. You just copy the code and rename this code as a display. Just put as display, not show. Just change your name. And this display method, you to put static, public static void. Okay, then call this method from your code, go to that line. Oh yeah, this would be yeah, static method cannot be used in this type of things. Omit this.
yeah.
Omit, delete this one, this.
All
Omit this. Omit only this keyword, this
oh
keyword. Omit all this keyword, because this is static. Static means is not a dynamic property. But do we have to access this one? You have to put the place ID should be start with your class name dot place ID.
so it will be place dot press ID.
Yeah, but it's still a problem. Why Because this variable is not a static variable. So
Oh,
you
place
have
ID is static.
yeah, the place ID is not static, but you should not change, because all the place ID will be the problem. So create another variable, another one variable. Okay, not inside the another variable is go to up, just to
Oh, this one.
go up another variable. Yeah, put not public, the private, then static, then put any other variable type like int. I'm just giving you the snapshots for a static variable. Int any name, put any name, serial ID. Okay, then okay, now you can go to that static method, and you can use only that static ID. Okay, so you just omit these two lines. After that, you just delete these two lines. Okay, now you can use this method as by using the class name dot. So this method is not for object. This method is global for all classes.
Ah,
But ID is 0, that's why,
yeah, it's
there is
default.
no value. So integer value is by default is null. It's not, it's 0. But we will have the static course also. So we'll cover static, super, final. No problem. And I will show. I'm planning to. I will show everything. Whatever I have in my slides, I will upload it in your classroom so that you can check and get knowledge. Even it is not covered in our syllabus. Okay. So I think, should I continue or stop? Because you have classes, isn't it? Okay, today's class is adjourned. Okay, thank you very much for joining, and I will expect you to enhance your nice attitude to learn the new things. Okay.
Sir, one last question. How can we
Okay, sir.
submit
Thank you, sir.
submit the code?
Sorry, can't.
How can we submit the code? Is that the entire code or just a part of?
You just upload your Java file.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.